Greetings and very welcome back to my humble neck of the YouTube woods. Today we are trying another Shan Raza Cup challenge. As you can see, it's Bubble Bobble, the arcade classic. And this is my first encounter with the dreaded pink chandelier of doom. As you can see, I messed this jump up and I get stuck in this pit and start panicking because there's a time limit. As you can see, hurry up. And I'm not sure what the ghost is called, but there's an invincible enemy that starts coming after you. There he is there. And I knew you could jump on the bubbles somehow, but I haven't mastered that technique. And he's coming to get me, and I somehow managed to get out at the last second, but fall into the enemy and then epically fall to my doom. So I died on level 19 probably about 6 times. So this is my actual run now, from start to finish. I made it my personal objective to beat level 19 and then I call it a day, you know? This music is pretty funky and repetitive and really gets stuck in your head after a while. I don't remember this game in the arcades myself personally. In the local arcades, they did have Puzzle Bobble, which is kind of it has the same characters in it and stuff, but it's more connecting the colours and stuff like that and shooting them at each other. But yeah, this challenge was brought to us by Retro Tap, Richard Tappington, lovely fella, and I'm happy because I get to play this classic for the first time. I've heard of the game, but never actually dabbled in it myself, so it's a nice little retro gaming achievement. And basically you beat the enemies in each level and then it sends you to the next level. And I do like that each level has its own aesthetic and feel to it. You'll notice that I'm not going for points because I figured out that the more lives you have, the more the enemies get fast and aggressive and whatnot. So I'd encourage people, because this is a one life, should have probably mentioned that. This is a one life, go as far as you can challenge basically. So high scores do not matter, it's as far as you can get through the levels, or rounds as I believe, yeah, round 5 you can say. And basically it's a trial and error type game, it's kind of puzzle platforming. After you play the levels X amount of times, you'll figure out a safe and fast route and whatnot. My advice would be to pick up the little sweets when you see them, because they increase your firepower, speed of which your bubbles. As you can see, I'm pretty maxed out on how fast and far my bubbles can shoot at this stage. That's from picking up the sweets. And also they'll give you speed boosts and probably something else I haven't figured out. These water bubbles that I'm popping, I've learned that if you pop 15 or 20 of them or so, an item will spawn in the next level when you reach that quota. An umbrella. And if you pick up that umbrella, it'll skip you a few levels, and that is allowed in this. So I didn't really figure out that mechanic, for the most part, and I'm sure that will be a big player in who wins this particular challenge. So yeah, my personal goal was literally just to be level 19 because that chandelier, I had some bad memories getting to that chandelier and then messing it up and then having to go all the way back to the start. But yeah, each level has its own little charm and feel to it, aesthetically. And the game has held up really well. It's 1986, so it's almost as old as myself. It's still very fun to play. And as you can see, there's fruits and vegetables and cakes and savoury items floating all over the place. Unfortunately, there is some animal carcasses that pop up, but they're actually not that common. Oh, this level 10 used to give me a lot of guff because I used to go straight up to the top and brawl with them all, and it was like a 50-50 chance on whether I'd get hit or not, or beat the level. Whereas I figured out if you stay down the bottom here, you can really comfortably and safely pick them off one by one. And with this guy here, I was actually intending on going up and bursting a few bubbles, water bubbles, to add to my count, but I slipped and hit the guy and finished the level. No big deal. This will most likely be my only run. You know, there is unlimited tries, so it really is a game that the more you put into it and the more you get familiar with the levels, you know, it's not really about skill, it's more knowing where to be and what the safest spot is and so on, you know. So if you do endure it and you have a bit of patience, you can definitely finish top of this one, you know. But there's a lot going on in this neck of the woods, so I tried to get it out of the way nice and early. I only started playing a teeny tiny bit yesterday, and then I managed to put an hour together today, and this is the furthest I got. So I think I'm happy enough with that. Oh, this was a little mess up on my part, you know. I spelt out the extend, which skips the level and gives you a life. So I think I'm up to 5 lives down there on the bottom left now. Yeah, which isn't actually a good thing because it makes the enemies more aggressive. So it was a little bit of a slip up. This love heart level broke my heart loads of times because I just couldn't figure out how to get into the fucking thing, and even if you did get into it, managed to get into it, it's a death trap, as you can see, where all those enemies. So I had to figure out that you actually drop, you burst the bubbles and the water goes down and takes them out. Now, really, on the left hand side is the one that will hit them. I'm just farming these in hopes that the umbrella will pop up later on to increase my chances of it, you know. I haven't got the patience to to stand there and burst the bubbles all day, you know, the water bubbles. As you can see, I tend to go relatively quickly through the levels. It's the Irish gaming brawler in me. I'm sure there's a lot that I haven't figured out as well, but you know, I was struggling in between, say, from level 10 to 15. I was actually dying quite a fair bit. Then I got familiar with them and was basically dying on level 19 all the time. And then I got familiar with that. So they introduced these little gimmicks and puzzles. These 3 guys actually gave me a bit of guff in that little spot. What I'm doing now is I'm just waiting for 5 of those water bubbles to fill up, and then I'm going to burst them, because you can't actually jump up in that platform, but my spike will actually hit the bubble and the tidal wave will take all of those enemies out. All going well. But this is a really popular game and it's really accessible, so that was another reason it was really a good choice from Richard. So I really hope a lot of people will get involved and have fun with it. Oh, your girlfriends are stolen, of course. That old retro trope. Ah, yes, so the umbrella actually spawned on me and it skipped me a couple of levels to this dreaded chandelier of doom. This haunted chandelier. So I stayed down the bottom nice and safe, tried to pick these guys off, picked off the first 4 that way. I tried to make this jump again and bottled it and fell into the middle. But now I know, I'm equipped with knowledge, even though there's none of them, so I'm panicking. The electric bubbles, basically you burst them and they shoot behind you and that'll hit the enemy. But I'm panicking because I know the ghost is coming. Von Doom. So at this stage I thought it was game over again, to be honest, that the level had defeated me, but at the last second the thunderbolt hits the last enemy and I managed to win, so happy days. Anything else now is just a bonus, really. Level 20. First time on this level, and I was happy that, you know, those 3 enemies were taken out quite easily. And then I was panicking because I'd realised that I couldn't get up to those guys. I'd have to do the bubble jump, which I somehow flukily managed to do, but I can't really pull that off. And then I got really lucky because I just kind of shot all over the place and managed to kill them all. So level 20 defeated. This is pretty funky, kind of a mansion or kind of castle feel to it. First time on this level as well, so I wasn't really sure what to do. I started climbing and I realised that the enemies chase you when you get up to their level, so I decided to try and pick them off. Just lure them out and pick them off, get them down the bottom. Unbeknownst to me though, that blue cross there was going to drown them all, as you can see. That never happened before. I don't know why that spawned, but happy days. Level 21 defeated. And this is where I met my demise, guys. I couldn't figure this out. I didn't think you could actually go down the bottom and go up top to trying to shoot the lightning bolts at them. And I started jumping around and panicking, and I ended up getting hit by one of them because I didn't realise you could actually clip into the wall. And that's my defeat. Ah well. Level 22, happy days. I love yous and leave yous, guys. Oh, and I got all of the trophies on this one, which was a nice little bonus for a trophy trooper like myself. Look after yourselves, stay safe, and slán of all you guys.